Jermaine, it was like the first day that we discovered that we were musicians and singers. It was, I mean, the vibes were just magic. Not just with Jermaine, but the whole entire Motown era. Everybody was just happy to see each other. The press, we felt, in a sense, were a little more overbearing than it was. The Victory Tour was a great success from a musician standpoint and the Jackson standpoint and the Jacksons Corporation. We went on stage every night. We gave a dynamite show, and there wasn't a soul in that stadium that wasn't happy with the performance. You ask any of the brothers, you ask any of the parties involved in the tour, would they do it again? And without second thought, I know they'll raise their hand and say yes.
The rehearsal days of the Victory Tour was very hard work. We worked hard every single day for about maybe 4 months, you know, and long rehearsals, but we had fun at the same time. There were crank jokes. Sometimes we would do something and put shaving cream on one another just to have fun, you know, just keep from getting mad, just working so hard, you know, take all of our frustrations out. But we had a lot of fun, a lot of hard work, you know. We had total control of the whole rehearsal. Really is Michael, Marlon, and I get together and do all the choreography of the group, you know, along with Tito. We all join in and toss ideas around, you know. Tito's a pretty good dancer to himself.
Jackson Entertainment Corporation is a corporation that's owned by the Jackson brothers, and we're involved in big production show type productions, putting on tours and things of that nature.
I think it's very important to have blacks involved with the Jacksons because, first of all, our foundation was black. When we started playing music, it was that black ethnic type of music that really got us where we are today. I would say the soul music. So it's important that we are involved in that way. JEC produced the Victory Tour, and JEC is basically a black corporation.
Having blacks work around the Jacksons and being involved with our career is very important to us. Our right hand is Nelson Hayes. He's been with us over a number of years, our road manager. That's very important to us. We do quite a bit of independent type of campaigns for small organizations, and we did a lot of that on the Victory Tour, and we also visit a lot of hospitals to visit sick kids, and that's very important, and it puts something special in you to feel that kids are so happy to see you that's about to lose their life in a year or so. And if you can give them just that one moment of happiness, it means so much to them, and you feel special from it.
Stages of it. So there's a lot of meetings and listening to songs and getting things together. But everything's going very well.
We all write together. Sometimes we write individually. We just get in there and try to bang songs together and have one big party in the studio and have grooves come up and songs come up like everybody else do it, you know.
All of us will be singing lead. Jackie will sing, Tito will, myself, Marlon. And we are writing a lot of the songs, and we are also listening to songs from our band. Our band are writing and playing also.
Michael will be a part of our album, and at this time he's busy doing his own album, which we hear is going to be another great success, like Thriller, and we're very happy for him. He's working with Quincy.
I said we were pretty tired after the Victory Tour. When we got home, we went straight into the studio and started recording a lot of songs and putting ideas together. Also, we started getting songs from the outside, and there's a lot of writers outside that have great songs. We always have our ears open for outside material, and a hit record is a hit record, regardless where it comes from, you know, whether it's us writing or someone else writing a hit record. We're always looking for outside new groups and new material and acts, but it's hard to find them. Where are they? You know, we're looking for these groups, you know, we're really looking for these groups so we can just hear some of the music or see some of these groups. Our ears are open. So if you're out there, let it be known. You know, we all grew up together, you know, one another, and during the school days he had a big nostril and big comb in his back pocket, you know, cake cutter combs, you know, forks. It was a fork, that's what it was, and he was cool in school. He had all the girls. John did, you know. Yeah. He has them now, you know. But John was in the funeral business, you know, funeral home business. John had a limo every day when he came to school, you know?
Hearse too. John with hearse.
Yeah.
With a casket in it.
John was cool in school. He had a limo every day, you know? John was a very nice guy. He was good friends with us. Tito taught him his first lick on the guitar, and John's a very good musician, as you know. He plays very good, a mean guitar, same token.
With the Jacksons, I went to school with them, and I worked with Jermaine on his solo albums, on a couple, Tickle Your Fancy, and some of the projects he was producing on Switch.
You worked with him in what capacity?
I co-produced a tune on the Tickle Your Fancy record with him, and then he's sort of the one that was responsible for getting me to get my chops together musically as far as song structures, because he was a student of Barry Gordy. He's like a real stickler on details as far as music and stuff. So working with Jermaine, I had a chance to really learn. Like Jermaine would say, "Where's your chorus? Where's your hook?" And I'd go, "Well, here's my hook," and they said, "No, you got to get to a chorus." So I learned a lot from him, and then being around the brothers, because they were real musical, and we went to a school together, and seeing all the fanfare and the girls and stuff, I said, "Yeah, I'm going to get into this,"
As you know, John McClain, he grew up with us in the school days, and right now, he's like president of A&R at A&M Records, and it's good to see someone work so hard and come up and be something. And he told me that he was going to do it, and I said, "John, you got the talent to do it." And look where he is today. He's doing a wonderful job over there at A&M and selling them a lot of records over there. And John could be president right now if he wanted to. He's just a super guy.
Well, I like to dance. So I like somebody to make me dance because I know I can dance. I shouldn't say I know I can dance. I like dancing. So that's why I said make me dance. Give me something different that other people can't do. I want to dance. Make me dance. I like art. I'm starting to get into art. It's strange because when I was a kid, I couldn't draw, and I still can't draw.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because I'm older, I can now appreciate art more because I can understand it and the history behind it. I like art now. I'm starting to get into that a little bit. I live alone in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I like being alone a lot also. And when I'm not with my family, I like being alone. I like to watch movies, and I like to read. I go to the video store and I rent about 10 movies and just watch them. And I like to read also.
I have three boys, and my oldest son is 12. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. And I spend as much time as I can with them. I take them to the ballpark, rehearse with them all the time. They're interested in becoming entertainment. They're not as quick as the original Jacksons were. They're about 10 years behind. But they're interested, and that's more than anything. And like Jackie was saying, college education, becoming somebody. I mean, if he wants to be a garbage man, you better be a professional garbage man, and there's no easy street no matter what you're doing. If you're bummed, it's not an easy street, and that's most important to me, to make sure that my kids are going to be happy in life.
I have 2 children. My son's name is Siggy Jackson and Brandy Jackson, and my son is 8, and my daughter has just turned 4 years old. I like to do a lot of different things other than music. I like to ski. Randy and I own a condo in Mammoth, and we get away sometime in the snow and go ski. And sometimes I take my kids up there with me, and I'm trying to get real good at skiing. It's a sport that I really started enjoying the last 2 years, and I'm trying to strengthen my skiing tools right now. Everywhere I go, people think I lift a lot of weights, and they always ask me, how do you work out? I said, I never lift weights. I do a lot of sit-ups and push-ups, and I do like 200 sit-ups a day in the morning and 200 at night, and 50 push-ups, and that's it. I've just been offered a lot of magazine work and a lot of modeling, things of that nature, but my first love is music, and I want to pursue that career first, but in the meantime, I am going to consider taking some of those engagements, as far as magazines and modeling and doing things like that, I'm not really into, I'm into clothes, but I don't like to shop and buy. I don't like to spend a lot of money. I tell the truth. Yeah. I like Gianni Versace, is an Italian designer, you know, and Italy. The time I was over there, I bought a lot of his designs and met him, and I like his clothing. It looked pretty nice on me, you know. And that's the first time that I've had a chance to find things that I really, really enjoyed wearing. His style and his designs, and I love them. Try to get out and see our fans as much as possible, you know, and spend a lot of times with them. Matter of fact, I was at an amusement park this weekend and had my 2 kids with me, you know, because I just take a moment. I'm going through a divorce right now, and I have my kids on the weekend, and I had no idea that they had competitions with cheerleaders there, and they had just about all the state of California cheerleaders at this at this amusement park, and I was out there with them, you know, spent a lot of time, more time with them than my kids, you know, and they gave me numbers, and I called some of them back the other day, you know, they were surprised just to hear my voice, and they didn't think I would call them back, you know, and one girl wrote me a letter from Atlanta, Georgia, last week. I called her back just to say hello to her, and she was shocked about that too. So I do keep in close touch with my fans. Oh, believe it or not, I don't know how they find out our home address. They find it to the homes, mostly, you know. Okay. Yeah.